In today's session of Golf is Easy, we respond to starting the day with stroke hole 1 by piping a drive 280 down the middle. Bonus points for thinning our approach but still getting to the green. But in this morning's session of Golf is Hard, the practice green doesn't at all match the pace of the first green on the course, and the golf gods deal us a bogey. Let me know if you can relate to this one. You try to play smart golf and hit the conservative club off the tee, and you hit it like that. Now trying to carve a 7-iron around a tree, we come up a bit short and in a greenside bunker. We hit a good one here though, so we'll have a good look at par. We make it, and that's a good Sandy. I decided to play this shot a full club longer than the number on the card, because short is all sorts of trouble. And I hit it right on line and have a makeable putt here for birdie. I misread it a bit coming off the fringe, but we make the comebacker for par. Gallagher's Canyon demands that you place your ball well off the tee, and here a good fade really cut yards off the hole. This approach shot is decent and winds up just short of the green in the fringe, and I hit a good lag putt here, and we'll just have a tap in for par. I frequently emphasize the fact that scoring in golf happens inside 100 yards, and this hole is a good example. I couldn't have placed my tee shot much better than that one, but then I proceed to chunk my approach with a 9-iron. So now it's imperative to get up and down from this greenside lie. Instead, I misjudge the chip a little bit, and with about 10 feet for par, I miss it, and we see that a great drive doesn't mean much when you can't convert. In conditions where I usually play, this is a 250-yard drive. But up here, I hit the ball as far as Bryson. It's a 4-iron. With the 4-wood, I'm actually over the green in 2 on this par 5. And thinking this downhill chip is going to be slippery, I really baby it, but leave it above the hole. So that's a frustrating par after 2 great shots. Here's a spot where course knowledge will help me the next time I play here. Hybrid was probably the better club off the tee for me here than a 4-wood. On the approach, I'm trying to carve a shot around a tree and wind up a bit short of the hole. And now trying to scramble, I hit a chip very close, but another very uninspiring putt, and we'll take bogey. The par 3/8 is a beautiful hole that demands that you carry your ball all the way to the green. My ball pitches at the front, but kicks to the back of the green where I have a tricky downhill slider. I leave my first putt way too low, and I have much more work than I wanted to here for par. And unfortunately, I can't find it, and have to settle for a 3-putt bogey. As a general rule of thumb, lower handicap players make their best scores on par 5s. And it's partially because wayward drives like this on par 5s don't quite put you out of a hole the way they might on a par 4. Here I'm able to punch back into the fairway, so I'll have a look at hitting the green and making par. The approach comes up a bit short though, so we'll have to try to get up and down from this bunker. And this one rolls a few feet past the hole, so we'll have a downhiller for par, but we don't quite make it. And looking back, most of these strokes were lost inside 100 yards. Statistically, most of my birdies come on par 5s that are under 500 yards. And here I know I have the distance to get home in 2. My approach with the 4-wood winds up in a tricky greenside lie, but this chip actually hits the pin and almost drops for eagle, and instead we take birdie. A solid drive down the middle on 11 sets me up for a short but blind approach shot. I knew I hit this one well, and proceed to do my best Sergio impression. It comes up a bit shorter than I thought it would, but this green is rolling better than any other today, and I don't let that go to waste. Here's my opponent today. This is not a guy I'm going to beat with distance off the tee. Inspired by watching that drive, I take my biggest rip at one, and the old smother hook comes out. I hit a great recovery here though, so I'll have a short number in on the par 5. This one is right on the number, so I'll have a good look at my 3rd consecutive birdie. I thought this one was good, but not quite, and we'll take par.
That was pretty darn good considering you had...
The first par 3 playing uphill today, I grab 2 extra clubs, but trying to hit it hard, I hook it into a greenside bunker. The long bunker shot pitches about pin high, but rolls to the back of the green, and we can't quite make the comebacker, and we'll take bogey. If you're curious about how I beat my long driving opponent today, all you have to do is watch what happens to my drives on this hole and the next. A little bit off target means you're in the wilderness and scrambling for bogey. Here my pitch from about 80 yards doesn't come close enough, and 2-putt is actually a good result from this range. And I'm able to do just that and walk away with a bogey. My journey through the wilderness on this hole is what most will experience here if they're not hitting their drivers straight. This clever punch-out doesn't work well at all, and now I'm literally punching out sideways. I get aggressive with this pitch, hoping to get up and down for bogey. Instead, I roll it past the green altogether, and we'll have to settle for the old 1-putt double bogey. I mentioned earlier that low handicap players do their best scoring on par 5s. I certainly do my worst scoring on par 3s. Today on the par 3s I hit 6-iron, 5-iron, 4 hybrid, and 5-iron. And here, even though I caught a piece of the green, I'm in the hard to 3-putt territory, and do exactly that. My scratch opponent Clubber Lang hit his drive into the houses you can see in the background here. Mine's well short of that, and I have a pretty big number in here. I hit a good 5-iron that rolls out to the back of the green. And my lag putt here is pretty good, so we'll have a tap-in par heading into 18. Let me know if you enjoyed watching Gallagher's Canyon today, and if you'd like me to return in the summer, when the course will be quite a bit greener than it was today. On 18, I had an interesting approach shot here from a bunker that I managed to hit reasonably well, so I'll have a long 2-putt to close out the day with an 80. The lag putt is good but not great, so I'll have a knee knocker to shoot 80, and I do. An up and down day here, but certainly better than the 90 we shot in our last video.